GettyAngela Merkel no longer has enough authority to lead, blasts Anton Hofreiter Green Bundestag faction leader Anton Hofreiter attacked the Chancellor for her lack of leadership and inability to unite the warring parties in Germany's beleaguered coalition. Mr Hofreiter criticized the Christian Democratic Union (CSU) and the Social Democratic Party (SPD) for not acting like a united government. He said, "It would only be logical if they split up and renounced their faction union in the Bundestag," and he also criticized Jens Spahn, Federal Minister of Health, for spreading fear and confusion. The Green politician said Mr Spahn is not Minister of Health, but Minister of Provocation. Mr Hofreiter accused the CSU of using racially inflammatory language, like that of the far-right AfD party. He also said Federal Interior Minister Horst Seehofer was abusing his office for the Bavarian state election campaign. Mr Hofreiter blasted he should stop emulating the AfD and dividing the country with his remarks and finally start to work tempers frayed in Mrs Merkel's new cabinet before she gathered ministers on Tuesday for a two-day retreat aimed at team building in the ruling coalition, which took power just last month. A row over law enforcement highlighted the challenge Mrs Merkel faces to forge a team spirit in the alliance of her conservatives and the left-leaning Social Democrats, SPD. Getty Horst Seehofer and Olaf Scholz sit with Angela Merkel. Amidst party problems, the row broke out after Health Minister Jens Spahn told the Neue Zürcher Zeitung earlier this week that in working-class areas in Essen, Duisburg or Berlin, there is the impression that the state is no longer willing or able to enforce the law. Andrea Nallies, who is poised to take over as SPD leader this later month, said Mr Spahn, a conservative, should focus on the health portfolio. She said, before Health Minister Spahn badmouths the home affairs situation in two clever-by-half interviews, he should take care of his own job. Mrs Merkel took office last month as Chancellor for a fourth, and likely final, term that may prove her most challenging yet as she leads the fragile coalition, with her personal standing diminished following Germany's 2015 refugee crisis. Her conservatives only turned to the SPD to prolong their grand coalition, in power since 2013 out of desperation after talks on a three-way alliance with two smaller parties collapsed last November.